Dukkha pattaca nidukkha bhaya pattaca nibhaya soka pattaca nisoka hontu sabbe pipanino. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. With this metta wish, let us continue our Dhamma talk. We were talking on various kinds of feelings. Here is very special way of treating feelings given as a subject of meditation. That is, we read it earlier. Perhaps you may not remember what we read earlier. Today, in order to remind you, I want to repeat what I read earlier. That is, we continue when feeling carnal, pleasant feeling, he understands, I feel carnal, pleasant feeling. When feeling non-carnal, pleasant feeling, he understands, I feel non-carnal, pleasant feeling. When feeling carnal, painful feeling, he understands, I feel carnal, painful feeling. When feeling non-carnal, painful feeling, he understands, I feel non-carnal, painful feeling. When feeling carnal, neither pleasant nor unpleasant feeling, he understands, I feel carnal, neither pleasant, painful nor pleasant feeling. When feeling non-carnal, neither painful nor pleasant feeling, he understands, I feel non-carnal, neither painful nor pleasant feeling. Now, in order to understand this, I like to draw your attention to another discourse where these feelings are very, very clearly explained. That section is called Chattingsa Sattapada. That is 36 ways of the feeling arising, 36 ways. And these feelings we mentioned are very clearly dealt with there. And therefore, if you have the book Majjhima Nikaya, is called Salayatana Vibhanga Sutta, analysis of 6 senses, 36 ayatanas. Salayatana Vibhanga is the title of the discourse. In that discourse, you will see these feelings explained more clearly. The discourse says how pleasant carnal feeling arises. Carnal feeling is the feeling with the underlying tendency of greed, hatred and delusion. That is the carnal feeling. So when one has seen something very pleasant, a form, agreeable form, or when one sees very pleasant, agreeable, joyful, pleasant form now, the underlying tendency of greed, hatred and delusions also are there. With that feeling, however, the person is happy. Seeing form that one likes, one will be pleased with, one enjoys, with that form, that person is happy, pleasant. That is called carnal, pleasant feeling arisen through the eye faculty and form objects. Similarly, when one sees, when one hears sound, pleasing, pleasant, joyful sound like music, or one has heard in the past such a sound, the joy arises with underlying tendency of greed, hatred and delusion. Hatred here is not to have that, not to get it disturbed. If the disturbed, the person will have anger or hatred. So the person wish that would not happen when the person is listening. Similarly, smell that one has now, pleasant smell, or one had previously pleasant smell, underneath that is greed, hatred and delusion. Therefore it is called carnal, pleasant feeling arisen through the nose. Similarly, taste with the tongue, when one remembers very sweet taste, or when one experiences sweet taste now, the pleasant feeling arises with underlying tendency of desire. That is carnal, pleasant feeling. Similarly, touch. When one touched now pleasant object, or remembered touching such a pleasant object, living being or thing, then the pleasant feeling arises. That is called pleasant, carnal feeling. Similarly, when one remembers a thought, remembers something very pleasing, the pleasant feeling arises from that memory, that is called Dhamma. So the person will have, pleasant feeling through the mind. And these are called pleasant carnal feeling. And this is how they arise, through the six senses and their sensory objects. When this happens, mindful meditator, without using any word, will know this is pleasant carnal feeling arisen through the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind, combined with form, sound, smell, taste, touch and thought. That is how the person knows. And then unpleasant or painful carnal feeling arises the same way. That is, when one does not get what one wants, pain arises in his mind. Or when one did not get in the past the things that person liked, did not get it, then pain arises. Either not getting some pleasant object in the past or not getting pleasant object now, suffering arises in his, pain arises in his mind. This object can be through the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. Meaning the person wanted to obtain something very, very pleasant object, to see, and he did not get it. Pain arises. When the person did not hear the kind of music he wanted to hear, or he does not hear it now, pain arises. Similarly, pleasant object, pleasant taste, pleasant touch, pleasant thought that he wanted to get, he did not get, pain arises. Or what he experiences now, he sees something that he does not like to see. Now, does not hear what he does not want to hear. Smell what he does not want to smell. Taste that he does not want to taste. Touch that he does not want to touch. Or thought that he does not want to have. Will arise, then pain arise in him. That is called carnal painful feeling. Carnal painful feeling is the painful feeling arisen through the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind from form, feeling, form, sound, smell, taste, touch and thought, which have underlying tendency of greed, hatred and delusion. That painful feeling is called carnal painful feeling. So the person should be able to isolate it, identify it, and see how it arose, what are the objects and what are the underlying tendencies, how he feels pain because of desire and so forth. That is called painful, carnal, painful feeling. Then carnal, neutral or equanimous feeling. Carnal, equanimous feeling also, suppose there was something which is very pleasant, beautiful, and it existed, neither he can get it, nor anybody else can get it. If he gets it, he will have a worry, by trying to protect it. If he does not get it, he will be unhappy, painful. If somebody else got it, then he will be jealous. And therefore, that particular object is so beautiful, so rare, neither he gets it nor somebody else gets it, so he can let it go, and there he will have a equanimous, carnal feeling. Equanimous. This equanimity is, he wanted to get it, he did not get it. And he knows that it was there, and somebody else also didn't get it. So, he can let it go, so to say, forget it with equanimous feelings. That is called, it was something something he can experience through senses. And underlying tendency even there would be greed, hatred and delusion. And these three kinds of feelings are called carnal, pleasant feeling, carnal, painful feeling, carnal, equanimous feeling. Now, on the other hand, what is the non-carnal, pleasant feeling, painful feeling, and equanimous feeling? Non-carnal meaning without greed, hatred, and delusion. Without. Say, the person has seen beautiful object, very beautiful object, and then that person will see with wisdom anicca, viparinama, viraga, nirodha. These four things he sees. What are the four things? Anicca, impermanent, viparinama, altering, viraga, not not being able to hold, that is slipping away, going away and disappearing, and nirodha, cessation. Seeing these four things in that pleasant object, what are the four things? Impermanence, alteration, altering, non-clinging, and cessation. Seeing these four things in his mind arises joy. Object also joyful object, but in the joyful object he sees impermanence, altering, or that joyful, pleasant, agreeable object that he saw with eyes is altering, and it is slipping away, disappearing, and ceasing. Seeing this true nature of those objects that he saw, he will be delighted. That delight does not have a greed, hatred, delusion as underlying tendencies. And that is called non-carnal, unworldly, pleasant feeling. Similarly, with sound, smell, taste, touch, and thought, all these are impermanent, altering, not being able to cling to, and disappearing, ceasing. The sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and thought also are impermanent, altering, and they are all pleasant. Seeing all this, he will see the same characteristics: impermanence, altering, and non-clinging, and disappearing. So, when he get this experience through his six senses, they are pleasant objects, but he sees these things. And then, again, that is called non-carnal pleasant feeling. What is non-carnal painful feeling? Non-carnal painful feeling is that he sees and hears, smells, tastes, touch, and thought of something very, very pleasant. And yet he will experience pain in his mind. How he experience pain? Because seeing this impermanent, altering and non-clinging and cessation of those 6 objects, that is saw, smell, taste, touch, and so forth, he understands, I have been seeing this all my life. I saw impermanence, altering, and non-clinging and cessation of everything I experience through my senses, but I have not yet attained that peaceful state which an arahant enjoys. My mind is still not free. Although I have seen all these characteristics, I have seen the truth, I have not yet attained this particular state. When can I attain that? When can I attain that? I have been doing all the things that I am supposed to do to free this mind from suffering, and I have not yet attained it. Like such and such a great arahant, at that time in his mind arises pain. That pain is called pain, non-carnal painful feeling. Non-carnal painful feeling. It has nothing to do with the worldly things, but he simply wanted to be liberated, and he has not yet attained the liberation. Then painful feeling arises in him. Then what is the non-carnal equanimous feeling? Again, he sees all the objects, sees sounds, hears sounds, smells, taste, touch, and thought, just like anybody else, and yet in them, all of them, he sees impermanence, altering, non-clinging, and cessation. And therefore, in his mind, there is no distinction between one object and the other, one sound and the other, one smell and the other, one touch and the other, one thought and the other, because they all have the same thing. What are the same thing? They all are impermanent, they all are altering, they all cannot be held to, and they all are ceasing, disappearing, nirodha. In Pali it is called anicca viparinama viraga nirodha. Anicca viparinama viraga nirodha. He sees these 4 things in everything. Since there is no any distinction, difference between one and other, one person, one country, one object, one taste, one sound, there is no difference whatsoever. Everything is exactly the same. Everything is same. Then arises equanimity of non-carnal nature. Non-carnal equanimity arises in his mind. So, he must be able to identify them, distinguish them, and recognize them, and let them happen as they are. So, then he does not stop there. This discourse is a very wonderful discourse, Salayat and Vibhanga discourse. And then discourse says, I think that you can experience it yourself any time if you have this frame of mind. It should not be limited to the book or to the sound or to the talk. So, Buddha said now, this person has three kinds of present, unpresent, neutral, carnal feeling, three kinds of pleasant, unpleasant, and equanimous, non-carnal feelings. Now he has 6 kinds of feelings. 3 carnal, 3 non-carnal. What is he going to do with these 6 feelings? What he does, I try to explain this even if I go a little over time. I want to finish that part. What he does now, using his, this is called idang nissa, idang pajati. That is called idang nissa, idang pajati. Using one, abandon the other. How he does it? He has a pleasant non-carnal feeling. Using pleasant non-carnal feeling, he looks at carnal pleasant feeling. Carnal pleasant feeling is impermanent, unsatisfactory. It is it is altering, non-clinging, and passing away. So he abandoned this non-carnal pleasant feeling using pleasant carnal feeling, pleasant non-carnal feeling. He abandoned carnal feeling using non-carnal, using non-carnal pleasant feeling, he abandoned carnal pleasant feeling. Now he has non-carnal painful feeling and non-carnal, what you call non-carnal pleasant feeling, non-carnal painful feeling, non-carnal equanimous feeling. Then, using non-carnal painful feeling, he abandoned carnal painful feeling. Using non-carnal equanimous feeling, he abandoned carnal equanimous feeling. The tool he used to abandon non-carnal pleasant feeling, painful feeling, and equanimous feeling is seeing with wisdom impermanence, or their impermanence, they are altering, they are non-clinging, they are cessation. Now he is with non-carnal pleasant feeling, non-carnal painful feeling, non-carnal equanimous feeling. What is he going to do with these 3 feelings? Using non-carnal pleasant feeling, he abandoned non-carnal painful feeling. Because non-carnal painful feeling also impermanent, altering, cannot be held to, and ceasing. Non-carnal painful feeling is not getting what he wanted to attain arahanthood, and that will pass because he will attain it one day. And therefore, using non-carnal pleasant feeling, he let go of non-carnal painful feeling. Now he is left with 2 feelings. What are the 2 feelings? Pleasant non-carnal feeling and non-carnal equanimous feeling. Using non-carnal equanimous feeling, he let go of non-carnal pleasant feeling. How? Because non-carnal pleasant feeling also is impermanent, altering, and not clinging, and ceasing, disappearing. Now he is left with only non-carnal equanimous feeling. Now, non-carnal equanimous feeling also has two sides. Buddha said two types of non-carnal equanimous feeling. What are the two? One is called Nanattasita upekha, other is called Ekattasita upekha. Nanattasita upekha means non-carnal equanimous feeling arising through the senses, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind, as we mentioned earlier. And the other is equanimous feeling arising from one object, that is attaining jhana. There are 8 jhanas. In each jhana is the state of concentrated state of mind. They are divided into two. One is material or form jhana, other is formless jhana. In all of them there is equanimous feeling. And that equanimity is called Ekattasita upekha. That means equanimity arising from one single object, that is concentration. Concentration is the concentration. From that arises equanimity. From that equanimity is called single object equanimity. And that single object equanimity is also divided into two. Tammeta and atammeta equanimity. Tammeta means thinking that this equanimity is mine. This equanimity is mine. And the other is not thinking that this equanimity is mine. So using not thinking that this equanimity is mine, he abandoned the equanimity which has the tendency to think this is mine. That means using the equanimity which does not have my I consciousness, using that he abandoned the equanimity which has I, me, mine concept. Now he has only one type of equanimity, free from I, my, mine concept. That equanimity is called equanimity one experience in the attainment of arahanthood. So friends, this feeling meditation, when used properly, understood correctly, and put it into practice correctly, with this practice alone, one can attain full liberation from suffering. I think, friends, this is very important. And next time you may ask questions, tomorrow, and if anything is not clear to you, please, I hope you heard what I said clearly. This is not complicated, very simple, very clear. Clearly I explained. If you have any question, however, any confusion, please ask question tomorrow. Thank you. I want to end this session this morning with metta again.